All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes. Breaking news: the federal government of Nigeria has condemned the military coup in Guinea-Bissau, describing it as a serious threat to democracy and regional stability. Now, another coup has taken place in another West African country. It happened in Chad. It was condemned by ECOWAS. It happened in Mali. ECOWAS condemned it. It happened in Burkina Faso. ECOWAS condemned it. Now it has happened in Guinea-Bissau. And all these are happening because the people of Africa have grown tired of the pseudo-democracy that we have. They are not giving us development and they cannot give us peace as a people. This is a wake-up call to all pseudo-democracies all across Africa. The military is coming for you. The earlier you do the right thing, the better for you. But to be honest, some of these guys have gone too deep into corruption that they can never amend their ways. A good democracy remains the best form of government. There is no debate about that. But with the way Africa is going, we cannot rule out the fact that a time might come when the military will completely take over the continent. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that one coming out of the United Kingdom, a very disgraceful one for the Nigerian state. And next is that big one coming out of the FCT. 3 days ago, we heard rumors that terrorists had infiltrated the FCT. Some people said it was just mere rumors, that we should dispel it. But hours ago, we began seeing the manifestations. Terrorists attacked a community and abducted young boys and girls, and before we knew it, the Tinubu administration and Nyesom Wike FCT minister began to panic. Wike quickly put out a statement saying that security forces should double their efforts, and an announcement was made that schools should begin to close down, and this sent tension all across the FCT. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video. Tinubu ordered the recruitment of armed forces all across Nigeria, but Seun Okinbaloye in an interview completely rubbished the relevance of that announcement in the short term. Watch this video.
They were very skilled, more than the military, more than any form of security agency. The mobile police, the one we call Mopol.
Yes.
They were different from what they were 40 years ago.
Exactly. Because
they are very strong, they are well trained, they have some military training, they have police training, and they could calm any kind of security. At the time, from what we know, a Mopol can actually take on 3-4 persons. One mobile police officer can actually take on 3-4 persons. That's how they were trained. But the military felt that at the time that these guys are becoming more powerful. They reduced their military training, and in that sense, mobile police was reduced. But then we are what we have in our hands. And I know that operation-wise, if the president would have made an order for more personnel to be recruited, it would take a minimum of 3 months to recruit, 6 months to train, another 3 months to embed and assimilate them into the system. That means we're looking at a 1 year before the order of President Bola Tinubu that he has given today to take effect, operation-wise, logistic-wise.
I do not think so. My thinking still remains that within the context of what we have, let us improve our mobile police service delivery and recruit more men into the police. It's still the same Nigeria. We can look at what our neighbors are doing. We know we have national emergency. More training has to be given. And we can recruit more people and do emergency training within 3 to 4 months. We get an amount of police colleges, and they'll be on the street.
Sorry, sir. Let me ask, and we are due for a break now.
Thank you.
An average police officer, how long does it take to train them?
6 months.
6 months. And I'm giving you, because I do a lot of strategy.
I know.
Before you can do recruitment, you will make announcement.
Sure.
And this is a civil service procedure.
I understand.
So you cannot recruit anybody in 3 weeks.
You saw that. That was Seun Okinbaloye there in one of the rare occasions where he called a spade a spade. The funny thing is that the man he was talking to is a former AIG, Assistant Inspector General of Police. He's now the one who does not know the procedure of recruitment and training policemen. You see, when you allow sentiments to take you over, when you sell your conscience, you will begin looking like a fool. He should be the one telling Seun Okinbaloye how that recruitment will not make any impact in the short term. He should be the one educating Seun, but Seun now became the one educating him. And he went ahead to say, oh, he does not have to go that, we don't necessarily have to stay for that long. You can just give them emergency training. Imagine what this man is talking about. We are talking about people who will go out there to face terrorists, who are better armed than them, who are more in number than them. And you are saying that they don't have to train them properly. They don't have to go through the normal training procedure. They should just put them out there so that we'll just have number. Is it all about having number? And this just shows that all these other means that the APC and the Tinubu administration are devising to try to stop this terrorism in Nigeria will not really yield fruit. The main thing to do is to bring out those lists. The one that was compiled during Buhari regime, that Lai Mohammed and those other guys compiled, and the one that was sent to the Tinubu administration from the United Arab Emirates, the list of terrorists in Nigeria, terrorist sponsors in Nigeria. You have the list there. Activate it. If you know that you really want to stop this thing, activate it, because the more you take down the terrorists on the field, the more these sponsors recruit people. All these other African countries surrounding us, many of them have refugees. They have men that don't even know what to do with their lives, and they just bring them in trucks. You are talking about recruiting now. It's going to take months. They don't take months to train their own people, because they are doing damage. It is very easy to do damage. Let us begin to look at getting the sponsors of this evil act in Nigeria. If we have not started talking about catching the sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria, then we are not yet ready to fight it. Point blank, period. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that one coming from the UK government, a very disgraceful one to Nigeria, to say the least. And next is that big one coming out of the FCT. Tension has taken over everywhere as terrorists have now infiltrated the FCT, kidnapping young boys and girls, and FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, out of panic, has started issuing directives up and down. Let's start by taking that update from the UK. Look at how the papers reported it. Now, this is the background to the story. On the 11th of November 2025, we saw this update. Tinubu sends delegation to UK to negotiate Ekweremadu's transfer to Nigeria. The delegation comprises Yusuf Tugar, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Lateef Fagbemi, Attorney General and Minister of Justice. The team arrived in London on Monday and met with officials of UK's Ministry of Justice. Al-Kashim Abdulkadir, Tugar's spokesperson, told the Cable on Tuesday that the presidential delegation was in London to consult with the UK authorities to explore possibilities of Ekweremadu serving the remainder of his prison term in Nigeria. Now, Tinubu sent a heavy delegation to try to negotiate the release of Ekweremadu to the Nigerian government so that Ekweremadu, who was convicted for organ trafficking in the UK, would complete the remainder of his term in Nigeria. Ordinarily, they should have released him to this country. But they sat down and they looked at Nigeria and they said no. They blatantly refused, because they know that this country does not have judiciary. Laws don't work here. So they know that what you are asking for is a chance to send the man home. Now, let us know that the person we are talking about here was the deputy Senate president when this happened to him. So this is ordinarily supposed to be a diplomatic issue. But when they looked at the circumstances that all those things, happened under, you realize that it was so shameful that somebody as big as a deputy Senate president could not even pass the appropriate route to get organ given to his ward. And look at how the UK rejected it. They said UK rejects federal government's request for Ekweremadu to complete prison term in Nigeria. Ekweremadu is currently serving a prison sentence in the UK for organ trafficking. They rejected it because they know Nigeria, because they know that corruption has eaten deep into the soul of this country and nothing works. When they come to you and they say he is going to complete his prison term in Nigeria, it is not true. As soon as you give him to them, they are sending him straight to their home. The next thing is you see him even campaigning with Tinubu in the next election. These are the issues. Look at how the UK disgraced Nigeria. This is country to country. Sent a strong delegation. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Attorney General of the Federation. That's like the number 5 person, right? In a country. Yet they were turned down. What a shame. This is how this country will continue to face disgrace before international community if we don't retrace our steps. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that update on the FCT began making the rounds. Look at how the papers reported it. Now, this is the background to this update. For about a week, we have been hearing that these terrorists had infiltrated the FCT, but the government kept saying it was a lie, that it was propaganda. Even some ordinary citizens were saying they will not have the temerity to enter the FCT. But just on Monday, we heard a report that they stormed an estate in Kubwa and kidnapped 12 people. The government quickly shut it down that it was rumor. But then the FCT minister came under serious pressure and he began to order that security be heightened within the FCT. He said this: Wike orders heightened security in Abuja, reactivates Operation Sweep. Nyesom Wike, Minister of Federal Capital Territory, has directed security agencies to intensify surveillance and strengthen security operations across Abuja, the nation's capital, as part of renewed efforts to curb criminal activities in the territory. Speaking on Tuesday at the formal resumption of Operation Sweep, Mila Dantawaye, FCT Commissioner of Police, said the minister had provided the logistics and operational support required for the exercise. But even at that, the terrorists have struck to show that they are actually within the FCT. Look at this. Breaking: bandits abduct boy and teenage girls from FCT community. It is this update that has left the entire city in panic, because residents have now seen clearly that the activities have infiltrated the Federal Capital Territory. And then the Federal Capital Territory Authority quickly moved to shut down schools within the FCT. Look at it. FCTA orders secondary schools to close Friday over insecurity. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has ordered all public senior secondary schools in Abuja to shut down on or before Friday, November 28, citing urgent security concerns. The Director of School Services, FCT Secondary Education Board, Aishatu Al-Hassan, disclosed this in a memo on Tuesday. According to the memo obtained by our correspondent, principals and heads of schools were instructed to end all academic activities immediately and ensure students are dismissed in an orderly and safe manner. The FCTA also ordered schools to notify learners, staff, and parents to adjust all scheduled academic activities and prepare to resume on the next official school day unless new directives are issued. The administration added that schools are expected to resume on the next official academic day unless new instructions are issued. The memo urged all principals and heads of schools to treat the directive as very important and very urgent, because the terrorists have infiltrated the FCT. And then they said you will resume on the next academic date unless other instructions are issued, meaning this closure is indefinite. You can, get to the time to resume maybe around let's say January, or is it sometime in December, and we will give you another instruction. Come January, we might re-instruct you to stay back at home. This is what this means. It is not automatic that you are going to resume in the next academic session. Still wait for instructions. And we are talking about the FCT here, the seat of power. If this is happening within the FCT, the seat of power, then tell me what would be happening in other parts of Nigeria. Do you know we have so many ungoverned spaces in this country? I was telling you here, I think last month, that there are parts of the FCT, because I know the FCT like the back of my palm, even though it is not the only place that I reside. I know it like the back of my palm, and I can tell you that there are places within the FCT that if terrorists storm there today, they will do whatever they want with them for close to 2 hours, and nothing is going to happen. Nobody is going to show up to help them within the FCT. So we have ungoverned spaces within the FCT, let alone other states in Nigeria. So when we talk, it is not as if we want to criticize government. It is not as if we hate our country and we want to always be hearing bad news. That is not the case. We are just stating the real situation of this country because we hate to hear it, because we want it to change. That is why we keep saying it. You have grabbed power. You have grabbed it, and Nigerians cannot do anything. You are there. Why not use it well? Why not do the right thing? The country is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. This is not time for all these things that we are doing. This is not time to be talking about 2027. This is not time for people to be buying cars, renovating buildings. Here some wiki, you were busy renovating ICC, spending money to do all manner of rubbish. Now look at what is happening within the FCT. Ungoverned. Security zero. These terrorists can enter anyhow as much as they want. Wike is only concerned about grabbing land, going up and down, talking about ground rent. People that have not paid ground rent, I will collect their land. Is that the issue? Is that the major problem of Nigeria? Things cannot continue like this. It is a pity that under the APC, we will only complain and talk and talk and talk. We will never see these people do the right thing. And this is why I keep saying that this country, we will never see the back of insecurity with the APC in power. It is until these people are kicked out that we can win this battle. But until then, make I still enter town, make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because now because of now I dey here. So don't go away. Don't go away.